Okay, no worries. Jeannie, let's stand for the opening song, please.
Given us, let us rejoice and be glad that we're in it. And I'd like to welcome the online people that are watching us. Our congregation sometimes doesn't look all that large, but you should hear what we're getting online from people that are watching us. And we'd like you to welcome all your friends and neighbors here and give them a little handshake or a hug and tell them God loves you and so do we.
Well, nice to see you today. Yeah, yes, sir. I like it. Thank you. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, nice seeing you. Yes, thank you very much. I can't work you.
That's wonderful. If everybody remains standing for the opening prayer, please. Heavenly Father, we thank you for allowing us to gather here together in fellowship and in love. Each Sunday morning we come here, we get refilled with that wonderful love that you send through each and every person to each other, so that we know that as we go on our way that we take that love to each person that we meet. Amen. Okay, be seated. Thank you. Well, I think you know who I am. I'm Reverend Barb Leonard. I'm the lead minister in this chapel. And we were talking about having an online chapel, and that is really a joy because we have a lot of people who join us through the week, and sometimes in the middle of the night they get up and they turn on their computers and they turn on the chapel, and they're able to get a little bit of inspiration, a little bit to keep them going for the next day. So that's really wonderful. We'd also like to acknowledge in the congregation, we have Brethren Heather Kenny. Hi, Heather. Heather and Reverend Jeannie Martin both come from First United Spiritualist Church. Jeannie's spoken here before. We are talking Heather into coming and speaking one Sunday. She had a little bit of a challenge because her dear husband was quite ill and he has just passed the spirit, and she is now ready to go back to work, and she knows that he will be with us as he is right now on this rostrum and joining us. And so we say thank you to all the people that help us. We also like to acknowledge all the volunteers like Teresa and Maureen, our coordinator, that come out, and Derrick that come out on Sunday mornings. And we have a couple of ministers that are in training. Derrick is one of them, and he comes out as much as he can to give us a hand to keep this church running every Sunday and help us get the chairs up and get the curtains up and look like we belong here. And so we're really thankful for all of you guys. Jeannie, I would like to welcome you again to our rostrum. Thank you so much. Reverend Jeannie Martin has been with First United Spiritualist Church, and Jeannie and Heather and I, this is Old Home Week because we were ordained together, were we not? And so that was quite a wonderful day, and it's a wonderful day again today that the three of us are together here. So goodness knows what will happen with the three of us in together. I don't know if they let us loose sometimes. There's strange things that happen. And I'd like to also thank our music ministry. Today we have Jean Thomas, and if you'd like to give her a hand, they come out every Sunday morning. minister have a lot of talent. Singing isn't one of them. And if they don't come, we sing in the cracks because I'm the leader and I usually start it off. And so thank goodness that we've got 3 really wonderful ministers of music that come out every Sunday. And so without any further ado, if you go to number 45 in your songbook, It Is No Secret, and then we're going to ask Jeannie for her address. Even if there is a couple of books and tapes out there that say The Secret, it is no secret what God can do. And I'm going to ask Jeannie to share her secrets with us.
Well, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
And Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
You know, I love this time of year because for me it's a time where things kind of get wrapped up from the last year and there's a brand spanking new beginning. So with that new beginning, I feel that I have the opportunity to get spiritually and physically and mentally and emotionally back on track, back on center, ready again for a brand new beginning. So I'm excited to be here. Thank you so much for letting me launch 2008 in this wonderful, wonderful place, in this wonderful church. You know, at the end of the year, Christmas, I always have a tendency to look back and say, what just happened? What took place this year? And who am I now? And I, just like every other year, I've looked over 2007, and it was an interesting year. Everybody else have a bit of a interesting year? Rather than say something is good or bad, it is a subjective thing, and definitely I can say it was interesting. So, for me, at the end of the year and at the beginning of a new year, I reevaluate who I think that I am. Who am I now? Knowing that each and every moment of life I become new. And when January the 1st comes along, it's just one of those times to remember to reassess and start brand new all over again. Doesn't that feel good? Thank goodness that there is all of these cycles that bring us again back to the beginning so that we can start and be new once again. Another thing that I do at the end of the year and at the beginning of a new year is I think, what do I believe now? Now, belief is one of those things that's an ever-changing tide. I'm sure if you look back over your life, what you thought was a priority or a belief in your 20s, in your 30s, in your 40s perhaps, things change, don't they? Our beliefs change. And at this time of year, it's a perfect opportunity to say, I'm brand new now. What do I believe? What do I really believe right here and right now? And that changes for me all the time. Hopefully, it expands rather than contract. Because no matter what we think we believed in the past, it served its purpose perfectly in the moment, just as it does now. Another thing I ask myself is, am I still keeping an open mind? Seems to me as I look in our world that sometimes people come to a place where they think, that's it, I've stopped growing. I think I know everything. It happens at 14 years old too, doesn't it? Anybody who's raised teenagers, they know everything when they're about 13 or 14. But we have a tendency too, as we go through our lives and we've experienced life itself, that perhaps we might think at some certain point, this is it. This is the whole enchilada. Here I am. I think I know everything. Well, I don't think that that's ever true for any one of us. As long as we're above ground and breathing, we have an opportunity to be more, to learn more, and to expand our consciousness. I look also at our world and I think, how's our world doing? Well, you know, it's interesting. I read something the other day that I thought, wow, this really makes a lot of sense. My husband, who's quite in touch with world affairs, I don't look at TV and I don't read the paper, so I just sort of check in on him every once in a while and say, how's the world doing? And he will give me the list of the day. Now, isn't it interesting? There's 6-point-something billion people on this earth. There's got to be trillions and trillions of new things happening. But when we look at the newspaper or the news at night, what do they say? Maybe 5, 6 of them? They tell us that this little tiny list is really what's happening in our world. Can you imagine? There isn't enough newspaper to print about what happened just this morning on planet Earth. So when we think that our world is a mess, I think we need to think again. Think about all the wonderful love that people gave to each other this morning, how the spirit and the love of people was available and given to others at Christmas time, and all year long. So, I'm one that thinks our world's just perfect because we are growing. And as long as we keep that open mind, that open heart, it will always be an expansion of our consciousness. We couldn't sit here this morning and have this type of conversation 100 years ago because people would have thought we were weird or there was something wrong about what we believe today. But our expanded consciousness always allows us to grow to be more and more as long as we keep that open mind. Because I believe that once we shut it like a trap door, growth doesn't take place from that point on. Personally, I think humanity is fascinating. I think we are all brave souls to have come here in the first place. This is a world of duality. So we walk into this world and right away We have this, that, up, down, bad, good. All of the contradictions. And we have to live and swim and have our consciousness and our being in those contradictions. So constantly we are called to decide, where am I now? Where do I believe? Who am I in this particular situation? Every day we are new, every single day. In my experience, and I've been on the planet a while, I have grandchildren, and I care just as much about their future. And I look at humanity, and my experience is people are wonderful. People are loving. People want to love and be loved. People have compassion. And every time I have seen anything in my world that has looked like a major challenge, I see people rallying together to help and support and love one another. We are wonderful. God put us here for a reason. We have the opportunity to do something with this wonderful place. To be stewards, to be leaders, to be examples to those that would follow, or those that are in our field of existence. I think people have courage, great courage. And we don't know sometimes just how courageous we are until we are called to be in the face of that. But every time I've seen in my experience, in my life, how people do raise their spirits and come to the call in courage so many times. We were just talking the other day, Clive and I, about courage. Now we would think, and we are told, it's courageous to be on a battlefield and drag your friend out and save him from bullets. I guess that is one form of courage. But there are billions and billions and billions of examples of courage that we live with every single day. How we face our adversities and our challenges. We have a lot of humor. I don't know about most of you, but I do a lot of laughing. And if you can laugh at life and forgive yourself for making mistakes, there is no perfection. God, we are perfect in spirit, but in this world, it's a bit of a dance to stay on top of it. So in this particular three-dimensional world, challenges are what we are made of, and we meet them one at a time. With humor, it helps. We have incredible imagination. 50 years ago, people would say, it's all in your mind, and try to put that down. But it's our imagination that creates new experiences, the new world that we're walking into. Nobody has shown us the future. We walk into it every single day bravely. And with our thoughts, we create our world. I just finished graduating as a clinical hypnotherapist, studying the mind, and oh my goodness, our thoughts are so important. If there's anything that I would tell you to do on a daily basis, check in where your head's at. What am I thinking? Who do I think I am? What's important to me? And nourish those feelings of love, because you're wonderful. It doesn't matter what kind of life that you're living. You're wonderful, you're perfect, and you are spirit. There is no limit to the potential of each one of us to express love. And love is a great big term, isn't it? It's not about I'm in love with you or you. It's the idea that life itself is love. What an incredible experience this is. Every one of you has had such a magnificent story right from your beginning. It's the story of you. It's the story of love. It's the story of human potential. And as we gather here together, how much love in this room and how much we could do with that love is unbelievable. Our spirit is unlimited. We may have physical challenges, we may have some mental challenges, we may have some emotional challenges, but our potential within us is 100% unlimited, right here, right now, no matter what stage of life we find ourselves in. As we get older, instead of looking at our life and saying, gee, I'm just getting older, my body's wearing down, and my memory's not quite as good as it used to be, age is where wisdom comes from. Anybody know a wise 20-year-old? Intelligence is one thing, wisdom is another. And wisdom comes from living life. I look at people as they age, and I'm aging along with them, and I think, wow, we have so much wisdom. I personally have learned as much in life of what not to do than ever getting it right the first time. But the point is to just keep walking one step at a time with faith. You know, we try to manage this life, and in fact, it's God's design. This life that each one of us is having is absolutely perfect. God's got it in control. We don't believe that sometimes because we would like to see it otherwise. But in fact, this is God's world. The design is perfect, and this moment is perfect just like every other one is. When we believe, when we know without a shadow of a doubt how incredible we are on the inside, our ego will fade away. There is no need for ego unless we believe something can be taken away from us. And without ego, and that doesn't mean a sense of loving self. Excuse me. But ego is that feeling of, if I don't stand here and stand up for myself, somebody can take something away from me. I'm dealing with the COLD, and I'm not going to give this a name. Excuse me. A little bit of water. This year, the Mayans tell us we are going into a time of ethics. Now, what does that mean? That means that we're going into a time when we listen to our higher self. We all know inside of ourselves how we need to behave, how we need to be with other people. We already know compassion. We all already know love. And this is a time that we're walking into where we're called to put that into action. Loving ourselves first. Understanding that God's got this in control. There's nothing wrong. When we look at our world and we see that it feels a little bit imperfect, then we're the ones that can tweak it a little bit and bring more love into it. This is another year that they talk about going into this year with no fear. This is a year of no fear. Right here, right now, this is a perfect moment, is it not? So every moment from this moment on, we have a choice. To be afraid of what we don't know, to be afraid of what we think we do know. But in this moment, we can make the decision. I'm walking forward with no fear. And what does that mean? I have faith. I have faith that this world and this creation of God is absolutely perfect. No matter what I think. No matter what I think I see. no matter what I judge. I have faith. The design of life is just as it should be. So I'm going to do whatever I can to walk ahead this year with no fear. Don't put fear first. Walk bravely forward and trust that God's got a hold of you. Because God never leaves. God never, ever leaves us. 2008 is just a number. But it's a reminder that here we are again at a new beginning. Cycles of life are perfect. Nature lives in those cycles. And if we can get ourselves into the flow of life, just like the birds do, just like the wonderful creatures and the plants and all of that wonderful beauty that's outside this door, if we can get into that flow of life, we also will be raised in the cycles, and things will come and go. There is one thing in life that is absolutely true. This too shall pass. No matter what it is, it will pass, and it needs to pass, because it is like a river constantly flowing. So if I was going to say anything that I'd like to pass on to you this morning, I would say, think about yourself becoming new every single day, not just at New Year's. Brand spanking new. New thoughts, new attitudes, renewal of our health and our beliefs, renewal of our spirit and our hope, and all of that excitement that we always had when we were children. Children just show us what that excitement is all about, and we can have that right here, right now. I'm going to finish here with a little quote I found last night, and I thought was quite beautiful. Remind yourself that God created you in perfect love that is changeless and eternal. Your body is changing, as is your mind. So you're not that body and you are not that mind. You were created as a sacred spirit that is pure, pure love. That is where you want to keep your attention focused, always. So happy New Year to all of you, and bless you all for this wonderful year that we're all going to share together in 2008. Thank you.
Wow. Oh gosh, people said, wow, with that one, Jeannie. Thank you. That was wonderful. And how true. How true. Just as I said, there's no secret. We're sharing it with everybody. We share that love. So, now what we'd like to talk about now is the healing. We are a healing ministry. And we do have an area at the back that there's some chairs, red chairs. We have healing facilitators that will help allow the energy to come from their self through from God to you to help assist you in healing your own self. Other people who would like to just quietly choose to sit in their seat and allow the healing energy to come through them during the meditation. And we know that where we have a bowl at the back for absent healing, people that you know need healing. Our healing facilitators do prayers every day for healing, and they concentrate on that bowl, and that accelerates the healing that people are giving to each other. Because when one person prays, and each time another person prays, it multiplies by 10, by 10, by 10, until such time as that it's in infinity as the power of the energy in God's world. So if you'd like to take a seat at the back, the healing facilitators will be there. And I will turn on the healing meditation and just enjoy. Find a comfortable position and take your thoughts inward and upward to a little spot in the universe where God resides and healing begins. Allow the energy to move through the tips of your toes, moving upwards, rolling around, and round the body, and allow it to come up through the top of the head and flow over the body like a gentle summer rain. As you breathe in again, feel the energy bringing alive all the cells in the body that work together with all of the organs. And allow those organs to be like a wonderful symphony concert orchestra that play their instruments independently, but they play with such harmony and such rhythm that they are working for the whole beauty of the piece they are playing. And as you breathe the energy in and revitalize all of the energies in the body, in the cells, in the organs, know that you are doing that to bring healing to the whole. And as the energy comes in again through the tips of the toes, allow it to expand into the mind. Let the mind open and be receptive. Let the mind be positive and be healthy, so that it may touch the dreams, the ideas that God has to make you all that you can be. Allow those dreams, those thoughts, those energies to come through the mind to healthy growth, so that they will grow and produce the dream that God has for you. Breathing in again, allow yourself to come in touch with the Spirit, that part of yourself that is always perfect. And allow the Spirit to communicate to the mind and the body what it needs for this journey that it is having in this physical existence. And as you have healed your own self, body, mind, and spirit, be like a pebble in a great pond of energy, and allow your energy to move forward and ripple outward, and let it touch each member in the room. And joining together, allowing the energy to draw through everyone to facilitate the healing. Taking a deep breath now, think about outside of this room, into the community of your family, the community around you, of your teachers and your leaders, and allow that energy to ripple out and touch all of them, so that they too may experience the wonderful healing, the wonderful peace. Allow that energy now to go forward into the world, and not only touch the world's leaders, but to touch the animals, the vegetation, the waters, the atmosphere, so that they may be healed. And let us be thankful to the animals and the vegetation and the minerals that give of themselves and serve us so greatly and feed us so well. Allow us now to reach out into the universe, into other parts of the universe that we are not familiar with, or many mansions in God's world, that we are not aware of every room and every mansion. But we send love and we send caring, for God promises us that love and healing is never ending. And all we need to do is ask, and the energy will follow the intention of the thought, and the healing will begin. Now, as we circle back to the seat of the soul, take a few moments just to sit quietly before you come back to your everyday, workaday world, to enjoy the tranquility and the peace of the healing area of your garden, the inner garden of healing. And know that you may visit here at any time. And God has promised the love and the healing is never ending. So open your hearts, your mind, and your hand. God bless you, and He sends His angels to keep after you. Thank the healing facilitators and the spirit that brings the energy from God to help each other heal their own body, mind, and spirit. Well, we're coming to a fun part now. Do we have any birthdays in the congregation today? I'm sure that we probably have a few birthdays online, so maybe we'll do the birthday song anyway. And what about new people? Do we have any new people here? It's your daughter's birthday? Well, sing to your daughter. And to all the other people online that have birthdays today at the beginning of the new year. My granddaughter just turned 9 on New Year's Day, so that was wonderful. And so we will sing the birthday song. Let's give a hand to those birthday people. We have a few new visitors that haven't been at chapel before. And we have a really old, not old lady, but old visitor that's here from a long time. She's been part of the spiritualist community. I'd like to give Evelyn a welcome. and tell her that we'll see her at chapel here again. Used to come to Gateway all the time, and for a long time not been able to get to church, so we'll give her a hand and welcome her back too. And it's nice to see Brett. There are a few new people, so if one of my ministry training people would pick up the white envelopes, and they can give one to Kim, who's in the circle at the back, and to a couple of people that have come the first time. At least if it's the first time for you for this year, put your hand up anyway, because we do have calendars in there for the next year or so. And you can give one to Evelyn as well, and they'll have a nice calendar for the year. There you go. Yeah, the calendar, to keep your dates straight for the next 2 years with the 2-year calendar, and it kind of reminds you to come back to chapel too, so it's a benefit to us as well. So there we go, and we have the announcements. Next week we're going to have Reverend Anna Beveridge from Universal Brotherhood Church. She spoke here before. I think she was one of our first guests, and people just love Anna. She is so down to earth and so loving. You just think she's like another mom. So do come out and see Anna next Sunday. We're going to have a spring bazaar. I don't know how many people here are crafty and like to do crafts, but we will have craft tables where people can market their crafts. We are going to have a bake table, and so I'm talking to a lot of the people in our congregation that would like to help us out with the bake table. And we always do get really good help from First United Spiritualists. Their people come out and help us whenever we've got something going on. We're also going to have a little tea room at the one side where we'll have little tea readings and scones and all the goodies. And it will just be like little short tea readings, and so that you can get around and visit everything. And then we're going to have some entertainment. I'm trying to, at the moment, talk my magician's son into coming, and we're going to have some mystic and magic. So that would be kind of fun to do too. So there'll be a lot of good times. So keep a watch for when that's coming. We're looking towards April. So that should be extremely good. And don't think we have a lot of announcements on other things. If you have any problems, you can contact either me at any time by phoning me, or you can contact the ministerial the trainees, and they will give you some help. And certainly talk with them at coffee. Join us for coffee and conversation after. And we would like to wait upon your offering while we sing number 21, the offering song, which is Garden of Life.
Stand and sing that. Derrick will take that for you. Thank you so much. Don't miss any times that we're coming in. That helps everybody be prosperous. When you seed into the God's work, it comes back. So, Jeannie, can you drop something and he does leadership reports. And you don't need to use the mic if you don't want, just wander a little bit. Ozzy will try to keep track of you.
Just going to take all that care and I really do want to come to you, and I've had this connection with you all morning. May I come to you?
Thank you. Yes,
Hello there. Happy New Year to you. Now, they show me a picture around you, and as it's almost like you're picked up and moved over here. Now, that's not about moving location. How I'm feeling about this is that there's going to be some real different changes in your world this year, and they're good. I've been thinking about some things and changing some things. Is that true?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's like you're being supported. Just your desire, the amount of energy and the deep connection that you've made, particularly over this last 3 months, there's been a lot of shifting for you. With that energy that you have put out and that sort of inner call that you've been speaking into the universe and out to God has been answered in such a way that now I would encourage you to just sort of let go into that faith I spoke about. Just let go and be led. Stand back from the doing of it and just look in your world for the next sign. Because you're being led, you're being supported, you're held on both sides. They're picking you up and putting you there. You don't have to do anything. Now, slowly. Do you have a daughter? Yeah, do you have a daughter?
2 daughters.
Okay. What they're showing me here is that, you know how you make a braid out of hair? You know, you braid someone's hair? It's like the two of you are being braided again into one. There's a new understanding there. Does that make any sense to you?
Yes.
Particularly with one of your daughters. There's a new connection. There's a new understanding. There's a new growth for both of you, and where appreciation for each side is coming back together. You've always had that love. There's a deeper, deeper love. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, particularly with this one daughter. It's almost like she's had her life and her experiences in a certain way, and now she's starting to think a little bit differently and starting to listen to some of the things that you've said to her over the years, and that they're falling into place finally. Okay. In this vision, as they pick you up and put you over here, it's like you're going to get so much more energy. Part of you has been saying, I'm getting tired. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. But you know what? That has got a lot to do with really how you've been sort of speaking to yourself. You've got a lot of energy still in there, and you've got a lot of life force. So I'm going to really encourage you, and they're showing me here that to show you that just let Spirit lead you now, and relax, shake it off. You know, like a deer. When a deer gets frightened and it thinks it hears something threatening, it looks and it stops. And it finds out that there's nothing wrong, it then shakes that idea right off. We're all better to do that, and that's what I'm going to encourage you to do. Because a lot of things that you worry about are things that really haven't happened yet. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So shake it off. And I would encourage you too, as I was saying, always monitor where your thoughts are at, because you've got a really great year ahead of you. You've got a really, really good year ahead of you. And as they're saying, the last 2 years has been a little bit confusing. Not bad, not good, but confusing. Just doesn't seem grounded, but you're going to feel so much better. But let go. That's the part. Just let go and let God look after this, because it's perfect. You're going to have a great year. I'm going to leave that with you.
Thank you so much.
Now, I want to come to the lady in the back of the corner, and I know that we've met, and I'm sorry I've forgotten your name. Right in the corner in the back. Yes. Hi. Good morning. Good morning to you, too. Are you going on a bus? saw this great big bus. Okay, so just let me connect in here and find out what that means. Spirit always talks in symbols. In this bus that they keep sort of overlaying in front of you, in your life, you're used to being the driver, huh?
No, not in the bus.
Not in the bus.
Motorhome, because that's...
Does it, okay, that's what it's a motorhome.
Yeah.
Do you drive it?
No.
But do you tell somebody else how to drive it?
No.
Okay. This message for you is really clear, and I have a lady here with you that, do you have a sister in the spirit, or someone that you know?
No, there's no sisters.
Okay, a lady who you would have felt was really, really a real buddy to you. Somebody who knew you really, really well. This lady is about, I want to say she was 63 or 64 when she passed. Okay? Just a moment. This lady is really almost like twins or something. And she's in your field for a very, very big reason at this moment. And when you get the message of this bus, if it's a motorhome or whatever it is, it still has a symbolical feeling to it. They're showing that you always want the wheel, your hands on the wheel of something. And that's great to have control over your life. But not everybody wants to go into the same direction.
Excuse me, can you speak up a bit?
Sure, I'll try. When you are living your life day to day, yeah, I'll use the mic for you because my voice is not really what it usually is today. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. What I want to say to you is that as you live your life day by day, you have your hands on the wheel, and what they're encouraging you to do here is to hold your hands on your own wheel, but don't expect that other people see it your way. Now, I don't know why this message is so clear here, and this lady that's with you is really trying to encourage you to do that. So what I'm feeling here is that people around you are not necessarily agreeing with you. Does that make sense?
To be honest with you, I don't know.
Okay. Just a moment, let me get some clarity here. Here it is in a nutshell. Do what you need to do. Do what you need to do with your life. But do not expect that other people will see it your way. And this message is for you here in this moment. Okay?
Okay.
Whether there's a dynamics of something like that happening right now that you're aware of, or you're about to walk into that kind of dynamics, understand that what's good for you is not necessarily how other people see it, and there seems to be like a pot being stirred. Okay? Now, I don't know what it means, but it's very, very clear. This lady that's with you, who passed when she was about 63 or 64 years old, has an incredible connection to you. Now, in spirit, a lot of times, and if this lady doesn't make any sense to you, or you don't feel that you know who this lady is.
Oh, I do know who this is now we talk.
Okay, now you know. Okay. This lady also had a very strong will.
Yes.
And it didn't necessarily serve her at times. When she left this place, it wasn't important that she went thinking, I was right. What was important was that she left and found out that she could let go of that. And that's why, as I give you this message this morning, it's really important right now to let other people be who they are, and just listen carefully. Hold on to the steering wheel of your own life, and give a little slack to those that don't quite understand. Okay? This lady has a lot of respect for you. You know, Spirit has love because there's so much more known when we leave this place. But it's not even love for you, it's respect. And that was the connection between you. She still pops in and out in your world all the time because there's something special you had together. Can you relate to that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So, when I look down your timeline, you've got a lot of chapters yet to write. You're not going anywhere soon. So this is a very key time in your life to sort of maybe look at what other people have to say and just be an example more than tell them what to do. Okay, so I'm just going to put that with you. Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Can everybody hear me if I do it this way?
Better with the mic.
Better with the mic. Okay. Just a moment. I'm going to come to the lady in the beautiful pink or chartreuse, is that what they call that? Jacket? It's just beautiful. May I come to you? Okay. Just a moment. There's a word coming in at the same time. It's called relationship. Okay? And there's challenge around that idea. Does that make sense to you? Are you wondering if you might be in a relationship that's... Yeah, okay. Well, yes you will. And just a moment. You know that what they're saying here is that you had, I hear your thoughts, like a tape playing. And there's times when you feel like there's just no hope, and so you've got to, do something else. Does that make sense? There is plenty of hope, and you are about to open the gates to your own heart. When people are thinking about relationship and hoping that people come into companionship together and will understand one another, there are times when we've shut a door and we didn't even know it. Because our head says, yeah, I really would love to be in a relationship and loving and give love to someone else. I think I'm ready, but there's something else down deep inside that shut the door. Your door is opening, and for the very first time in a long time, the field of your energy and who you are is going to be much broader than you've allowed it to be in the last few years. That makes sense? Yeah. And when you do that, and you're going to be doing, you're already doing that. They're showing me here that it's already like there's a trickle coming out, and the door just opens wider. With that, we're like antennas. We send out a signal every single moment of our life. And that signal goes out and represents exactly what our deepest beliefs are. Not what we think we're thinking, but what we actually believe. There's something shifted in you. You're going to another step. And with that, you're letting go of a lot of stuff. And with that letting go, you shift that vibration. And I'm going to tell you that at the end of this year, you're not going to know yourself. You're going to be so happy is one thing, but at peace.
I will know myself.
You won't know. Yeah, that's it. You will know yourself more. That's right. So I'm excited for you. There's a whole bunch of different things coming. They're showing, and have you got another job you're going into or something? It's like something they're showing that you're going to be, yeah, you're going to be bringing out a different part of you. Congratulations. It's an exciting year for you. So I'll leave that with you. Okay, dear.
That's great. One of the things I did forget to mention in the announcements, there was a lady that was a student of mine back in 1976, phoned me last night, told me she's starting Tibetan Buddhism studies classes in the evening, Sunday evenings, starting at 7 o'clock in this chapel, same place that we're at. And if anybody would like to come out, if they could come out this evening or the next few Sundays and find out from Anne exactly what it is that she's going to be teaching. And she said she actually is a teacher for yoga teachers that want to learn something more about the Buddhism, the Tibetan Buddhism. So I thought I would just announce that in case anybody would like to join us. And we would like you to join us for the prayer, and then we're going to have a circle and sing the final song. And please join us afterwards for coffee and conversation. And any of the strong energy people here can help us maybe put the chairs back on the carts. Okay? And we'd ask Heavenly Father that you please allow us to be open to the love, open to the understanding that you have brought to us. And let us be thankful, be living always in gratitude as we are grateful for those people like Jeannie and like Jean, our musician, that come and serve us to help us learn each Sunday. Amen. Okay, so now we're going to have number 48, Let There Be Love, and we'll do a circle down the bottom there. And thank you, Jeannie. And thank you to our other Jeannie.